There are 5 cars sitting on dealer lots right now that salespeople won't even put on the front row, and I've been buying them for family members for the last 6 years. These aren't fixer-uppers. These aren't maybe if the price is right gambles. I'm talking about vehicles that'll run 250,000 miles with basic maintenance, selling for a third of what they're worth because the average buyer has no idea they exist. After 19 years of turning wrenches and watching people overpay for cars based on reputation instead of reality, I've learned something. The market is usually wrong, and when the market is wrong, smart buyers get rich. Today, I'm counting down 5 cheap cars everyone walks past, but mechanics quietly recommend. And car number 1, that's the vehicle I've personally put 8 customers into over the last 3 years. Not one major repair, not one regret. Let's get into it. Number 5 is a car that looks expensive, drives expensive, but sells cheap because nobody under 60 knows it exists, and you can pick one up right now for under $12,000. I had a guy come into my shop last summer, early 30s, worked in tech, needed something reliable and comfortable for client meetings. He'd been shopping Lexus ES models, but kept getting pushed out by the prices. 2015 ES-350 with reasonable miles was running him $22,000 to $25,000. He asked what I'd buy. I told him to look at the Hyundai Azera. He stared at me like I suggested a Yugo. Isn't that just a fancy Sonata? Not even close. The Azera was Hyundai's flagship sedan from 2012 to 2017, built on a completely different platform than the Sonata. It uses a 3.3-liter V6, making 293 horsepower paired to a 6-speed automatic. Same transmission supplier as Toyota, and here's the part people miss. The Azera was loaded standard. Leather, heated and cooled seats, panoramic sunroof, navigation, blind spot monitoring, all of it. Equipment that cost $8,000 in options on a Camry came standard on the Azera. He found a 2015 Azera Limited with 68,000 miles for $11,400. Bought it. That was 13 months ago. You know what he spent on repairs? Zero. Oil changes and one set of brake pads I did for $220. Current market pricing will make you angry if you've been overpaying for luxury badges. A 2015 Azera with 70,000 to 80,000 miles runs $10,500 to $13,000. Compare that to a same-year Lexus ES-350, $21,000 to $24,000. You're saving $11,000 for a car that's just as reliable and better equipped. The Azera's Lambda 5.6 is one of Hyundai's most proven engines. No timing belt to replace, just a chain that lasts the life of the engine. No turbo to fail. No direct injection carbon buildup issues like you get with newer engines. It just runs. The most common issue I see on these is the driver's side motor mount wearing around 120,000 miles. That's a $280 repair. If you think that's undervalued, wait until you see what number 4 is selling for. That one's got a Honda badge, and people still won't buy it. Number 4 is a car with a Honda engine, Honda transmission, and Honda reliability, selling for half what an Accord costs because it says Acura on the grille. 3 years ago, a woman in her 50s came in, needed something dependable for her daughter, heading to college 3 hours away. Budget was $15,000. She wanted a Civic or Accord, something safe and reliable that wouldn't strand her kid. I showed her a 2012 Acura TL with 89,000 miles listed for $9,200. She was skeptical. Isn't that a luxury car? Won't repairs be expensive? I walked her through it. The TL uses Honda's J35 V6, the same engine family that's in the Pilot, Odyssey, and Ridgeline. Bulletproof. The 5-speed automatic is Honda's own design, proven over millions of units. She bought it for $8,900 after negotiating. Her daughter just hit 142,000 miles on it. Total repair costs in 3 years, $890. That includes a water pump I replaced at 128,000 miles and a set of tires. Here's what the market doesn't understand about the 4th generation Acura TL. It was overbuilt. Acura was trying to compete with BMW and Mercedes, so they threw every reliability trick they knew at this car. The result is a vehicle that drives like a $40,000 sedan but costs $9,000 used because people see the Acura badge and assume expensive repairs. They're wrong. Average used price for a 2009 to 2012 TL with under 100,000 miles is $8,000 to $11,000. A comparable Accord V6 from the same years, $12,000 to $15,000. You're paying less for the nicer car because buyers don't understand that Acura is just Honda with leather seats. The most expensive repair I've done on a TL was a starter motor at 156,000 miles. $340 parts and labor. Compare that to a BMW 3 Series where a starter runs $850. When you're shopping for one, check 2 things. First, make sure the transmission fluid has been changed. Honda says it's lifetime, which is nonsense. If the fluid is dark or smells burnt, walk away. Fresh fluid should be bright red. Second, test the Bluetooth and navigation system. Some TLs had issues with the head unit freezing. Not mechanical, but annoying. If it works fine, you're good. That's number 4. But this next one depreciates so badly that people think something's wrong with it. There isn't. The market just hates sedans right now. Number 3 is a car that mechanics see constantly. Not for repairs, but for 150,000-mile checkups where we find nothing wrong. And you can buy one for less than a used Civic. Last year, I had a regular customer, guy in his late 40s, been coming to me for 12 years, drives about 35,000 miles a year for work. He was looking at replacing his 2011 Camry that had 280,000 miles on it. Still ran fine, but he wanted something newer with better safety tech. I asked what he was considering, another Camry or maybe an Accord. I pulled up my phone and showed him a 2016 Mazda 6 Touring with 72,000 miles for $11,900. He said the same thing everyone says. Aren't Mazdas unreliable? I pointed to the Mazda 3 in my parking lot with 193,000 miles that I drive every day. Does that answer your question? He test drove the 6, bought it for $11,400. That was 16 months ago. He's at 107,000 miles now. Repair costs? $118 for an alternator belt and a cabin air filter. The 3rd generation Mazda 6 is one of the most underappreciated, reliable sedans in America. The Skyactiv 2.5-liter 4-cylinder is engineered with a 13:1 compression ratio, which sounds extreme, but it's what makes these engines so efficient and durable. No turbo to worry about, no direct injection issues, just a naturally aspirated 4-cylinder with a timing chain that'll outlast the car. The 6-speed automatic is Mazda's own design, and in 19 years of working on these, I've never replaced one due to failure. Current market pricing for a 2014 to 2017 Mazda 6 with 70,000 to 90,000 miles is $10,000 to $13,500. A same-year Camry with similar miles runs $15,000 to $18,000. That's a $5,000 difference for a car that costs less to own long-term. The most expensive repair I've personally done on a Skyactiv Mazda 6 was a water pump at 147,000 miles. Cost was $620. Compare that to the average major repair on a same-age Accord, which runs about $1,050. When you're inspecting one, check the infotainment knob. If it's loose or sticky, the previous owner beat on it. Also, take it on the highway and let off the gas around 45 miles per hour. If there's a slight shudder, that's the motor mounts. Known issue costs $320 to fix. Not a deal breaker, just negotiated off the price. So that's 3 cars under $13,000 that'll outlast vehicles twice their price. But number 2 is where things get interesting, because this one has actual German engineering but sells for Korean prices. Number 2 is a car that has the same bones as premium German sedans, but it's priced like people don't know what it is. Because they don't. 2 years ago, a customer asked me to inspect a 2013 BMW 328i he was about to buy. The dealer wanted $13,800. I looked at the service history. Timing chain tensioner was getting noisy, which is a $2,400 job. Water pump was original at 92,000 miles. That's another $1,100 waiting to happen. I told him straight, you're buying a $14,000 car that needs $3,500 in repairs within the next year. He asked what I'd recommend instead. I showed him a 2015 Buick Regal with 71,000 miles listed at $9,600. Same power, better reliability, $4,200 cheaper. He thought I was joking. I explained the details. The Regal isn't really a Buick. It was built on GM's Epsilon 2 platform, co-developed with Opel in Germany. The 2.0-liter turbo 4-cylinder is GM's LTG engine, the one that won Ward's 10 best engines 3 years running. The 6-speed automatic comes from Aisin, the same Japanese supplier that makes transmissions for Toyota. So you've got German chassis engineering, a proven turbocharged engine, and a Japanese transmission, all wrapped in a Buick badge that makes buyers under 50 run away. He bought it. That was 2 years ago. Total repairs? $340 for a set of front brake pads and routine maintenance. Average used price for a 2014 to 2017 Buick Regal with under 90,000 miles is $9,000 to $12,500. Compare that to a same-year BMW 328me at $14,000 to $18,000. Timing chain replacement on the Regal, if you ever need it, which is rare, runs $1,050. On the BMW, $2,600 minimum. The turbo on the Regal is accessible. I can replace it in under 3 hours. The BMW turbo is buried under the intake manifold. You're looking at $3,100 in labor alone. When you're shopping for one, check 3 things. First, look at the PCV valve. There was a revised part after 2014 that fixed an oil consumption issue. If it's been replaced, you're golden. Second, inspect the turbo inlet pipe for cracks. It's a $75 part and takes 15 minutes to replace, but if it's cracked, it tells you the previous owner didn't maintain the car. Third, Test the touchscreen. Some IntelliLink systems had delamination issues, not mechanical, but cost $380 to fix, so factor that in. Bottom line on the Regal, you're getting a premium European driving experience without the premium repair bills. The only reason this car is cheap is because your neighbor doesn't know what it is. That's number 2, and if you've made it this far, hit subscribe, because I've got more videos coming on the cars dealers push versus the ones that actually make financial sense. Number 1 is a luxury car with a Lexus badge that sells for less than a Honda Civic because buyers think it's slow and boring. It's neither, and it's the most reliable luxury car you can buy for under $12,000. Let me tell you about the customer who almost walked out of my shop when I suggested this car. Last year, a guy in his mid-30s came in, professional, needed something nice for client meetings, but reliable enough to daily drive 70 miles round trip. He'd been looking at Audi A4s and BMW 3 Series because he wanted something that felt premium. I asked his budget. He said $15,000 to $18,000. I told him to look at the Lexus IS-250. He actually laughed. That's the slow Lexus, right? The one that gets 18 miles per gallon? I walked him outside and pointed at my wife's car, a 2010 IS-250 with 164,000 miles. I bought it 4 years ago with 98,000 miles for $11,200. Total money I've put into it beyond routine maintenance, $740. That includes a full brake job and new shocks. He test drove a 2013 IS-250 with 81,000 miles the next day. Bought it for $10,800. Texted me 3 months ago. He's at 119,000 miles now. Zero mechanical issues, and his exact words were, "This is the best financial decision I've made in years." The second generation Lexus IS-250 runs from 2006 to 2013, and it uses one of the most bulletproof drivetrains Lexus ever built. The 2.5-liter V6 is part of Toyota's GR engine family, and it's naturally aspirated, which means no turbo failures, no supercharger issues, just a smooth, high-revving V6 that'll run 300,000 miles without breaking a sweat. The 6-speed automatic is Toyota's own design, and I've personally worked on 4 IS-250s over 200,000 miles with original transmission still shifting perfectly. Here's where it gets ridiculous. A 2013 IS-250 with 80,000 miles sells for $10,000 to $13,000. A same-year BMW 328i with similar miles, $15,000 to $19,000. An Audi A4, $14,000 to $18,000. You're saving $4,000 to $8,000 for a car that's more reliable than both. The IS-250 doesn't have the power of the IS-350, true. It makes 204 horsepower versus 306, but it's not slow. 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds is quicker than a Camry, and the fuel economy isn't as bad as people say. I average 24 miles per gallon combined in my wife's car, which is decent for a rear-wheel drive V6 sedan from 2010. Repair costs are shockingly low for a luxury car. The most expensive repair I've done on an IS-250 was a starter motor at 178,000 miles, $410 parts and labor. A water pump on these runs $580 if it ever fails, which is rare before 200,000 miles. Compare that to a BMW 328i, where a water pump is $950 and you need it every 80,000 miles. When you're inspecting a used IS-250, check 4 things. First, look at the VIN for any Takata airbag recalls. Some early models had them, and if they haven't been fixed, Lexus will replace them free. Second, test the Mark Levinson stereo if the car has it. Some had amplifier failures, not common, but worth checking. Third, inspect the tire wear. Uneven rear tire wear means the alignment was neglected or the suspension bushings are worn. Fourth, make sure the navigation system updates properly. Some older units had DVD drive issues. Who should buy this car? Anyone who wants a luxury car that won't bankrupt them. Commuters who rack up miles and need something reliable. People who want rear-wheel drive handling without German repair bills. And anyone smart enough to prioritize reliability over horsepower. Who should skip it? If you need a V8 or serious acceleration, get the IS-350 or look elsewhere. If you want cutting-edge tech, the 2006 to 2013 models feel dated inside. And if you're buying for resale value, BMWs and Audis hold value slightly better, though they'll cost you way more to own. Here's the mechanic math on the IS-250. Buy one for $11,000, drive it 150,000 miles, and spend maybe $2,200 on maintenance beyond routine oil changes. You will not find a better dollars per mile luxury car deal. I've seen these engines go 350,000 miles. Not heard about them, actually worked on them. This is the car I recommend more than any other when someone asks me for reliable luxury on a budget, and almost everyone pushes back at first until they drive one. So there it is. 5 cars the market forgot, but mechanics didn't. The Hyundai Azera with flagship features, and nobody knows it exists. The Acura TL with Honda reliability at non-Honda prices. The Mazda 6 that depreciates like it's broken, but runs forever. The Buick Regal with German bones and American pricing. And the Lexus IS-250, the most reliable luxury car under $12,000. You now know 5 cars you can buy for under $13,000 $1,000 that'll outlast vehicles twice their price and cost half as much to maintain. Next time you're at a dealer lot and the salesman tries pushing you toward a CPO German luxury car with an extended warranty you'll know better. These 5 cars don't need extended warranties because they don't break. If this kind of straight talk helped you, hit subscribe. I've got more videos coming on the cars dealerships push versus the ones that actually make sense for your wallet. Drive safe, take care of your car, and it'll take care of you.